In this class, we are going to discuss about the powers of the president. Means what are all the powers? What are all the duties? Okay, we can also call it as a duties. The power the president can exercise. We need to discuss. Okay, this is going to be a very short video because most of them are you can understand very easily by just reading by your own. You can understand. Okay. But there is something we need to understand, that is background, that is the base, that is the basic thing we need to understand. See, you are saying now what are all the powers the president has, that is executive powers, legislative powers, and judicial powers, military, diplomatic, and emergency powers. These are the powers given by the are prescribed in the constitution and given to the president. See, we know what is the background. We know president is the head of the state. Yes or no? President is the head of the state. He is the head of the country. Yes. And he is the first citizen of India. Yes. Because he is the head of the state. Because he is the head of the India, we can say. We can also say like this. He is the head of the India. So the constitution provided these powers, means all these powers, that is executive, legislative, like that. But there is something in this. What is the something? What is that something? That is, all these powers actually, all these powers are exercised by Prime Minister with the Council of Ministers. Council, it is a group of ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Okay. This group actually exercises these powers given in the Constitution. Okay. What it means? Then what president do? Because the Constitution provided this power to the president. Then what is was that mean, or is that mean a contradiction or a violation of the Constitution? No, because India has a parliamentary system of government. India has parliamentary system of government. What it means? Because of this, India has two heads, two head. What is two head? One is head of the state, head of the state, and other one is head of the government, head of the government. Okay. Who is the head of the state then? President. Then who is the head of the government? Prime Minister. See, what is government? Government is the body or organization. This runs the country actually. Runs the country. Means day-to-day administration. Everything is just taken by the government. Then who is the head of the government? Prime Minister. Then who need to take the actions in the country? Who need to exercise the powers? Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. That's all. Means parliamentary system of government. In parliamentary system of government, because India adopted, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers exercises the actual powers. But while exercising these powers, they taken in the name of president. What are all the powers given to the president actually exercised by the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers? But these powers exercised by these people in the name of president. In the name of president means whatever the thing they do, they taken in the name of president. That's why we called President of India as a nominal head of the executive, nominal head of the state. Why? Because he is not taking the action, he is not exercising the power, but his name or her name is used to take the actions. Okay, let's take an example. See, India recently has G20 meeting, G20 summit. Okay, for this G20 summit, our country invited so many people, so many dignitaries from the different country, USA, France, like this. Okay, for them, India given the invitation. Under whose name under whose name they given the invitation? President of India. Who is given actually? Who is give the invitation? That is government. Who is government here? Prime Minister and Council of Minister. Council of Minister means they are taking the actions in the name of president. This is the future of this is the actual future. Why this is like this? Because India's system is parliamentary system of government. That's why. So overall, and very at the end we need to understand is what are all the powers given to the president are taken by the president on the recommendation of the prime minister with council of minister. Means they actually exercise powers and recommend or guide the president to do like this, to do like this, exercise this power, exercise or do like this. They guide actually. That's why. So this is the parliamentary system of government, or the powers of the president. Okay. Now in the next very shortly you are seeing the powers of the president, executive powers, like the least of the power. While reading, you should be very aware that they are taken in the name of the president. They are actually exercised by the prime minister and council of ministers. Okay. Next to this, see you are now going to see the list of those. You can read by yourself because they are very easy, very easy. You can understand by yourself. Okay, that's why I'm not explaining those things. But why? But this is the thing you need to understand. This is the thing you should. This is the thing that should be clear in your mind. That's why I'm give a clarity on this. Okay, the why India system is like this? Because parliamentary system. The basic the thing we need to remember in your or keep in your mind, that is parliamentary system. Because parliamentary system, India has two heads. One is the head of the state, and other is the head of the government. Head of the government. Head of the state is the president. Head of the government is the prime minister. He takes the actually real actions in the name of president. That's why we need to remember this thing. Okay. The list I am going to give one is, it is taken actually from the book, that is Lakshmikant. You just go through these and read this. Executive powers. This is the list. You can take screenshot or pause the video to read. And this is the legislative powers. Okay. And here onwards we have financial powers. And then is the judicial powers. And the last one is diplomatic powers and military powers and emergency powers.